so I don't have to worry about my hair. Alright, we're going to talk about what awareness is. What is it? So what is awareness? Does it come from the brain? Like, an animal has a brain, but it doesn't know it has a brain. It doesn't call it a brain. But does it come from the brain or somewhere else? Is there something that the brain is picking up on that we would call awareness, or is awareness produced from the brain? This is a question that science is too fucking dumb to figure out, because they don't bring in psychedelics. They don't take people's accounts into account. This looks really funny. So through my exploration, my own consciousness using such medicines, I've discovered that awareness is actually a plasma, and it is formless unless you give it a form, and depending on how you observe this plasma awareness depends on how it interacts with the physical world that you see around you. And really, this is all awareness that you see around you. It's just awareness that vibrates at a certain frequency that you can see it. And if you take your awareness, being aware of a certain part of the body, or anything really, an awareness of an idea, and you change its frequency to a certain frequency, it's going to materialize within this spectrum that you can see. Thing is, like, thoughts, these awarenesses take on their own identity and personality, so they're like viruses in that way. The most invasive viruses are thoughts or ideas. And if you look into your astrologize, you strategize, it's one of mine. No, my point is, nothing is fixed. Nothing is fixed, and all the things, all the elements that you think exist don't actually exist. They've just been programmed by someone that wants you to see things a certain way, so that's why it exists that way. This is fun. Me and you, and us. Yeah, so awareness is like water. It's formless. It's like etheric water. And realize it might have confused some of y'all talking about its virus, has a personality, because it's like water. You program it with different vibrations, different, like, it's all light, so different colors of light, basically. If we were to form water awareness in a thought, if you would think about something, that's like a container. That's like the structure. The mental body is the structure. The type of awareness, the vibration of the awareness inside the structure is the emotional body, or the feeling body. This is kind of hard to explain. I've said this before. Terence McKenna talks about the world of words, and everything is spelling, blah, blah, blah. If you haven't got that far, fuck. But, like, if you take a plant, for example, any plant, and you feel into the plant, how does that plant make you feel? Not the name of the plant, not the color of the plant. How does it make you feel? That's what you're trying to do when you describe something with words. Like, if we felt into each other, like, we're always feeling into each other, but we live in our minds in the constructs that have been preconceived. So I can't even burp right now. As we move our awareness into our heart, and we feel before we define, we're coming up with new ways to separate everything. But, like, people have gotten lost in the separation. people need to know about the oneness before they can play in the game of separation. People are lost in the colors of everything. And like a very limited, like even the colors from what we can see is very, very limited. There's so many more fucking colors. There's so many more ideas and ways to think about things. So that's why you need to know about oneness. You need to know about the white light. You need to know about the dark. You need to know about the void first. For the blah, 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 blah. Do you guys like me talking? Just like a fool? Yeah. That didn't make any sense. The pineal gland. This thing eats light. So light, what is light? Light's a sound. It vibrates at a certain frequency. It's a note. So when this crystal hums at a certain note, you're tapping into a certain feeling. Technically, the tongue is a sword and it cuts. Like sword and word, they're the same thing, just one has an S in the front. So like, you're feeling a certain way and then you're cutting it up so it's digestible. It's like you're cutting up the feeling into smaller parts so the other person can feel what you're feeling. But like, then you get into telepathy and empathy and just feeling automatically. So you don't even have to talk. You understand how that person feels, so you can feel like that, along with feeling how you feel. Yo, I'm a Leo North Node. So that means my South Node, my past life, is an Aquarius. This means that I was a scientist and I dedicated my life to the betterment of the whole. And Leo stands for the heart and the ego and your personality. So this life, they're like, motherfucker, you need to focus on your personality. You need to build this up. And because this is going to be the way that all this information that you've gained over the lifetimes is how you're going to share it now. So that's why I'm talking this way. Yeah. So like, I appreciate the 100-something people that watch my shit, but like, I'm not doing it for y'all. It's for me.